Hello again, welcome back to the last of the videos for the Expressions in Ink cards. And our last one is this really pretty little pinwheel card. So I love that you've got all of these sort of sides. You could put more sentiments on here if you wanted to. You can have the flower at the top, the flower at the bottom. And in your pack, I made two different colours. So you've got one in Old Olive, which is like this one. This was actually in Pear Pizzazz, the original one I made. But I made yours in Old Olive, and one in Polished Pink. And I'm going to make the Polished Pink one right now. So all your pieces are inside your envelopes. And for this card, it looks like there's lots and lots of pieces and that it's really tricky. But it honestly isn't. It isn't a tricky card at all. So I'm just going to move the flowers out of the way because I don't need those yet. I'm going to put them with the punched piece and this piece. And I'm going to move the Designer Series paper pieces and just work with the card base. Now here are all the measurements. So we have a piece of card in the Polished Pink, which is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, and I've scored it at 1, 2, 3 and 4. And can you see this is a really narrow little strip here, and that's the piece we're going to glue. So you just need to bend all of these. That narrow one is the most difficult one to fold. Because it's narrow, you just have to go slowly with it so that you can still get it down that fold line. And I always like to use my bone folder as well. If you don't have a bone folder, another thing I'll often use is just a stamp block. And then you can just go over it with a stamp block. Okay, and this will form the little centre box that makes the pinwheel. Okay, so it will make this little boxed shape, and that will fold flat when you put it in your card, but it gives you the pinwheel structure. So you just need to glue down here. I'm going to use liquid glue because sometimes I don't get this straight the first time, and I don't want to use a really sticky glue and find that I haven't got it straight. And rather than try and put it together like this, I fold it down flat and then fold the side over. And that way, you know you've got it right on that fold line. Whoops, I just pushed it, sorry. Right on that fold line and in the right space. And then I go over it again with my bone folder. And that's just an easier way to get this as a nice, even, straight line. Okay. And then you need your other pieces of card, and they stick on one on each side, and I put them right up to this left hand side edge. Okay, so I'm going to put glue onto here, not on the card base. So just onto our little rectangular inner piece. I'm going to put it right up to the edge. And because it's liquid glue, I can still move it around a little bit if I haven't got it quite right. And I'll just squash it down with my finger. And then I'm just going to turn it and do the next one. You can go this way. I find it easier to do the first one and then turn it to the right and do the next one. And it will start to build up so that you have, and you see each piece coming out. Put it on the next one, and you get like a cross shape. And if you put it right up to that edge, you know that it's going to fold and still fit in your envelope. Now, the very last one, you've already got this piece here and this piece here. So you just need to make sure that you just go up to the edge, the same as you've done on all the other edges, and pop it in. don't butt it right up to this piece, because you'll find it doesn't fold quite flat. Just put it the same as your other pieces, up to the edge, but not level, sort of squashed right up to that piece. Okay, so that's all those pieces put on. And what I tend to do now is just check that it works all the ways. So I make it go each way, squash it down, open it each way, and then that way it doesn't matter which way you fold it when it goes in your envelope. You know it's going to fit. Okay, so there we are. That's your base of your card. Really easy. Once you've put one together and you work out where you need these edges to be, then it's really super simple. Okay. So next you need your designer series papers, and I've cut so that you've got the pinky colour flowers on this one, and you don't want the orange, you want the green. Unless you love the orange, well, the pale papaya, and you want them to work together. But for mine, I've made it so that it's the green side that you see. And I'm going to stick all the smaller ones on first. And each one has a border around. Okay, so don't put it right to the edge or anything, because it's meant to have a little border. So I'm just going to attach all of those. When I first started making these, I would do the narrow piece and the big piece. But I soon worked out it was faster for me to do all the narrow pieces and then concentrate on the larger pieces, rather than, you know, do one of each. And there's no direction on this paper, so it doesn't matter which way on you put it. Next one. There we go, and then last one. This really is pretty paper. It isn't carrying over into the new catalogue, which starts May 2022, but the dies and the stamps are. Okay, so now I'm going to look to see which I want for my front. I know I don't want this piece, because this is where the square on the inside started, and I can see like the double line down there. So that's not my favourite. I tend to have that one as a middle piece. So I'm going to go to this one, and this is going to be my starting page. And I choose whichever piece I love the most for the front. I'm going to turn it round because I like it that way. Oops. Let's wipe that ink off as well. That glue off, I mean. There we go. Okay. So as you can see, this front piece, this is where I'm going to put this part of my sentiment. So, and on the back is the white one. So what I do is I put the white one on next. So this is my front. I'm going to miss one, and on the next one, that's where this one will go. Now, I haven't stamped a sentiment on mine, and all my other cards I have stamped sentiments for, but I haven't stamped for this one. Mainly because I didn't quite know what my card was going to be for. Okay, right. I'm going to put my other little piece on here now. My other two pieces. turn it around until I find the last blank side. Okay. I'm not sure what stamps I've got on my table. Let's have a little quick look. See if I can stamp here. I don't have much out here. I should have stamped it first. These are the dies that I used for the flowers as well. These are retiring. So let's just see if this one would fit. One that says "You mean so much to me." Yeah, it would. That would work for us. I don't know if this one would. Oh, yeah, I'm going to do that one instead. I'm going to do the "You are amazing." And then I could use it for a birthday or a thank you. Okay. I'm just going to stamp in Memento Black. And let me show you. You only need a little bit of space for the flower, so I'm going to stamp right across the middle. I think my Memento Black needs inking up a little bit, so it's not as dark as I might like it. I'm going to stamp that right across the middle. There we go. And then my little flowers, you can either have them at the top or the bottom. I quite like this with them being at the bottom. So let me just see. This is going to be my front. I'm going to pop this here. But let's see on this. On this, it might look nice at the top, just so that I can still see these pink flowers. But no, I still like it at the bottom. I'm going to go with the bottom. Okay, so while that's drying, I'm going to just attach the little gold foil flower to the centre of this one. I really have used these dies a lot. And now I know they're on the retirement page, on the clearance page, but they've been so pretty. And you don't always need to do a lot more. I've made lots of note cards with them, little sets of cards. Pop that on there. And I'm going to put these on with a glue dot. I'm just going to sort of measure where my flower's going to be so that I don't get the leaves too high or too low. There we go. And then this is going to go on here. And pop glue dots on the leaves, on the petals at the back. I'm not putting any glue down here because, oops, that one's not quite dry, because otherwise it would stick onto the card, and that's not what I want it to do. I don't want it sticking on the card base. I think I'm going to put another little glue dot under here. Just to keep that flat. There we go. There we go. And then I'm going to attach this onto here with dimensionals. Oh, it's coming in a bit dark again. I said in the first video that it was snowing, and I waited until the snow had stopped a little bit, but it's starting to come back in again. So I hope it's not getting too dark on the video. I'm going to put this a little bit higher up so that I see more of these pink flowers. Whereas on this one, I centered it, but I want to see more of the pink. So there we are. Okay. So there's our little pinwheel. It's such a simple card to put together, but it's quite a wow factor when the recipient takes it out of the envelope. So if we just pop it in. So if somebody takes it out of their envelope, they think it's just going to be a flat card, but they soon see that it's going to stand up and be that little pinwheel card. So that's the last of our cards. I hope you've had a lot of fun putting them together, and I hope that you'll join me for one of my cards or my card making classes in person or on one of our Zoom classes, so that we can all chat together and make cards together. Thank you so much for crafting with me, and I hope to see you all again really soon. Enjoy putting your cards together. Bye bye.